Hi, this is Mato. Welcome to my online chess lecture. In this video I will show you a game between Maxime Vachier-Lagrave and Shakhriyar Mamedyarov. This is a game from the FIDE Grand Prix chess tournament played in Riga in 2019, and this is game 2 from the final. Lagrave had white pieces and he started with e4. Mamedyarov played e5, knight to f3, knight to c6, bishop to c4, the Italian game, bishop to c5, c3, knight to f6, d3, d6, castling, h6, preventing bishop to g5, rook to e1, castling, h3, controlling g4 square, a5, knight from b to d2, bishop to e6, bishop to b5, queen to b8, knight to f1, queen to a7, bishop to e3, bishop takes on e3, knight takes on e3, knight to e7, a4, black to move. Rook from a to d8 was played. Chess experts think of this move as an inaccuracy. Knight to g6 would be a better move. Rook from a to d8, bishop to c4, bishop takes on c4, knight takes on c4, black to move. Knight to d7, not a blunder, but worse than inaccuracy. Let's take it back. Rook from f to e8 and knight to g6 would be better. If knight to g6, then d4 doesn't work. If d4 now, then one line goes like this. Queen to a6, d takes on e5, and now knight to d7. After b3, knight from d takes on e5, knight from f takes on e5, knight takes on e5, and black is okay. Back to our game. Knight to d7, and now d4, queen to a6, knight to e3, rook from f to e8, queen to c2, e takes on d4. This is very important moment of the game. How would you capture the pawn on d4? With the pawn or with the knight? What would you do? If you would capture with the pawn, you are like me. This is not the best move. Let's see why. Then a knight to f6. White is advised not to take the pawn on c7. If queen takes on c7, then rook to c8 is extremely uncomfortable for the white queen. So perhaps in this position, rook from a to c1, and then rook to c8, and black would have a better chance than in the game. Back to our game. So in this position, knight takes on d4. So what is so special about this move? Well, the knight is on the way towards we see f5 square. c6, knight from d to f5, knight to f6. If knight takes on f5, the other knight takes its place. So we have knight to f6, rook from a to d1. Black to move, and black has a difficult position. Surely Mamedyarov considered d5, and knight to f5, and didn't like any of these moves. So he played even a worse move. Knight to c8. Let's see d5. What's wrong with d5? If d5, one line goes like this, well, e5 could be played. Or knight takes on e7, check, after rook takes on e7, e takes on d5, c takes on d5, rook to d4, rook to e4, rook from e to d1, rook takes on d4, rook takes on d4, and black has a difficult position. And let's go back. If knight takes on f5, knight takes on f5, and if d5, then e5. Back to our game. In a difficult position, knight to c8, but the black knight doesn't look very powerful on c8, does it? f3, and now d5. Queen to f2. What is the purpose of this move? What do you think is the purpose of this move? Rook to e6, and now the purpose of queen to f2 is revealed. And that is queen to g3, threatening checkmate. Defending g7 pawn. Who has a better placed knights? White or black? Which queen is better placed? E takes on d5, c takes on d5, knight takes on d5. White is a pawn up and in a winning position. Black to move. After thinking for 2 minutes and 46 seconds, Mamedyarov played king to f8. To show you the difficulty of the black's position, I will show you a few other variations. If knight on c to d6, then rook takes on e6, and after f takes on e6, knight takes on h6 check. Let's go back. How about then rook takes on e1? If rook takes on e1 check, rook takes on e1. And now if rook takes on d5, then rook takes on e8 check. White is winning. And let's go back. How about if in this position knight on c to d6, then knight to h6 check. Let's go back again. How about g5? Then queen to e5. The best defense is queen to e6. Then queen takes on e6, f takes on e6, rook takes on e6, knight to g7, rook to g6, rook takes on d5 now. Rook takes on g7 check, king to f8, rook to c7, rook takes on f5, rook takes knight check, king to f7, rook to c7 check, king to e8, rook takes on b7, white is 3 pawns up. Back to our game. King to f8, queen to h4 attacking the rook, rook to d7. If rook takes rook, check, one line goes like this, rook takes rook, rook takes on d5, rook takes knight check, king takes rook, queen to e4 check, king to f8, queen takes on d5, and again white is winning. Back to our game. Rook to d7, knight on d to e3, b3 with the idea c4 is also very strong. Knight on d to e3, knight on c to d6, knight to d4 attacking the rook, rook to e5, knight to g4, rook to d5. Let's take it back. If rook takes on e1 check, one line goes like this. Rook takes rook, queen to b6, pinning the knight. Knight takes on h6, pawn takes knight, queen takes on h6 check, king to g8, rook takes on e8 check, knight takes on e8, queen takes queen, white is winning. And let's go back. If in this position, knight to g7, that is saving the queen, but it doesn't help the king, does it? Checkmate. Back to our game. Rook to d5 was played. White played a move and black resigned, and the move is knight to e5 attacking the rook. The coordination of the black pieces is extremely poor. One line goes like this. Let's say that black wants to save the rook. Then white plays queen to d8, king to g8, knight to g4, rook from c to c5, removing the potential target. Then knight to f6 check, pawn takes knight, rook takes knight check, knight takes rook, queen takes knight check, king to g7, knight to f5 check, rook takes on f5, rook to d8, threatening checkmate on g8, king to g6, trying to escape, queen to g8 check, king to h5, white to move and to checkmate in one, queen to g4 checkmate. It was quite a complex game. What do you think of this game? And that is all. I hope that you enjoyed watching this video. I wish you good luck with your chess, and bye for now.